California, 2001. Fire Department report. 5 people died in the fire, but a child born in 2015 says, "No, we didn't die in the fire. First we were shot, then they set the house on fire, and the one who did it was my dad's best friend." San Diego, California, 1847, Maple Street, a quiet neighborhood, hard-working families, white picket fences, the American dream. Neighbor Janet Morrison wakes up to check on her dog. She sees her neighbor's house on fire. She immediately calls 911 to report the fire. "Please hurry, there's a fire." The fire has reached the roof. Firefighters arrive to fight the fire, but it's already too late. The house turns into a giant fireball. The flames reach 15 meters high. Explosions are heard. Windows shatter. The roof collapses. Fire Chief Tom Bradley said, "It was one of the most intense fires I've seen in my 30-year career. The house was a complete inferno. We tried to go inside, but the temperature was over 1,200 degrees Fahrenheit. It was impossible. We could only wait and let the flames burn themselves out." 3 hours later, the fire is brought under control. At 5 a.m., the fire department enters the wreckage. They are met with a horrific scene. There is a charred body there. Fire Inspector David Chen investigated the cause of the fire. He was able to prepare his report 3 weeks later. The cause of the fire was listed as an electrical leak. The fire started in the electrical panel in the basement. Old wiring, system overload, short circuit. The flames spread to the basement walls. It spread quickly while the family was sleeping. They died from smoke inhalation. They didn't suffer. It was a quick death. The case was closed as an accident in the report. The funerals were held. The family was buried in a shared grave. 200 people attended the funeral. The will was opened. Michael Mitchell's life insurance, $2.3 million. Beneficiary, David Foster, Michael's best friend and business partner. No one suspected anything because Michael had written the following in his will: "If my wife and children die in an accident, all my money should go to David Foster. He is like my brother. I trust him." David Foster received the money. He cried at the funeral. "I will miss Michael so much," he said, and he went on with his life. 14 years later, Houston, Texas, March 2015. Jennifer Thompson gave birth to a healthy baby boy. They named him Liam. Jennifer is a graphic designer. Her husband Robert is a software engineer. A normal family. They have no connection to California. They had never heard of the Mitchell family. Liam was a sweet and calm baby. He didn't cry. He slept well. But when he turned 2, the nightmare began. When Liam was 2, he couldn't sleep at night. He kept waking up, screaming. He would shout, "Fire, fire." It was unexpected for a 2-year-old. He was terrified of fire. He couldn't even see candles. The family had to stop using the fireplace. One day, his mother was cooking in the kitchen. She turned on the stove. Liam suddenly started crying. He screamed, "No, no, Mom. Fire, fire is bad. Fire kills." His mother was stunned. Where would a 2-year-old learn the word kills? His father Robert initially thought it was trauma. Maybe he saw a fire on TV. But Liam didn't watch TV. He played with his toys and never left his mother's side. When he turned 3, Liam mentioned his old house for the first time. "Mom, we had an old house in California. It was a big house. We had a garden. Emma and I played there," he said. His mother Jennifer asked who Emma was. Liam said, "She was my sister. She was 7 years old. I was 5. Emma read books to me. I loved her." Jennifer and Robert were stunned. Liam was an only child. He had no siblings, and they had never been to California. The family took Liam to psychologist Dr. Amanda Wells about this incident. Dr. Wells conducted 8 sessions with Liam, and the report was shocking. Liam claims to carry the memories of someone named Lucas. Lucas says he died in a fire in California in 2001. Liam describes the fire in detail, and he claims, "I heard gunshots before the fire started. My dad was screaming. Then the fire started. This cannot be explained by normal imagination. Liam appears to be carrying a traumatic memory of death. However, the source of this trauma is unclear. The family states they have no connection to California. Dr. Wells made a request to the family please investigate whether there was a fire in California in 2001. If the details Liam described match a real event, this would be a very important case in reincarnation research. Father Robert couldn't sleep that night. He'd searched the internet for hours, and he found it. San Diego Tribune, November 15, 2001. The Mitchell family perished in a horrific fire on Maple Street last night. Sarah, Michael, their children Emma and Lucas, and grandmother Rose died when their house caught fire. The fire department said the fire was caused by an electrical short. There was no foul play involved. Robert began to tremble as he read the screen. California, fire, 2001. Emma. Lucas. Mother Sarah, Father Michael. Every detail Liam described, every name was real. Robert and Jennifer began asking Liam questions. Very careful questions. They asked questions without leading him or upsetting him. Jennifer asked Liam, "What happened at your old house?" Liam, "We were sleeping at night. I heard my dad yelling. He said, 'David, what are you doing?' Then there were loud bangs, very loud noises. Emma woke up to dot. We were scared. My dad never spoke again." Robert asked, "Who is David?" Liam, he said he was my dad's friend. He came to our house a lot. They worked together. My dad trusted him. But that night, David did something bad. Jennifer asked, "What did he do?" Liam started crying. "He shot my dad, then he shot my mom. He shot Emma, he shot me then he poured gasoline everywhere, and he set it on fire. Smoke came. It was burning so much. My eyes were burning. I couldn't breathe. Then I fell asleep. And I didn't wake up again." Robert, "As Lucas?" he asked. Liam said, "Yes, I was Lucas, but now I'm Liam, but I remember everything. Everything. Everything, Robert." And Jennifer were shocked. Jennifer sent the recording to Dr. Wells. Dr. Wells' response was clear. "This isn't imagination," he said. "This is a traumatic memory. Liam is reliving Lucas's death. And if what he's saying is true, this wasn't an accident. It was murder." After hearing what the doctor said, in June 2019, the Thompson family contacted the San Diego Police Department. Detective Maria Gonzalez took the case. Gonzalez was a detective with 25 years of experience. She specialized in cold cases, but this case was very, very different. Her first reaction was, "Reincarnation. Seriously," she said, "but I'll listen anyway." She watched Liam's video recordings. She listened to the child's account in amazement. She was astonished by the level of detail. She took notes on every word. Then she opened the 2001 fire case file. She read the fire department report in the file. She noted the conclusion of an electrical leak. He reviewed the police statements and found nothing noteworthy. He examined the insurance file and noted that $2.3 million had been paid to David Foster. He then reviewed the autopsy reports. They said smoke inhalation. Upon closer inspection, something caught his attention. There was a small wound on each body. None had been examined in detail. Because the fire was so intense, the bodies were burned, and the fire department had called it an accident. No one suspected murder. But he remembered Liam's words. "We were shot first." Gonzalez called Dr. Alan Peterson, who performed the autopsy in 2001. Gonzalez asked Dr. Peterson, "Do you remember the Mitchell family fire in 2001? Dr. Peterson said, "Yes, of course. It was a terrible incident. 5 people, all burned." Gonzalez said, "You noted in the autopsy reports that there were small wounds on each body. But you didn't examine any of them as gunshot wounds. Why?" Dr. Peterson paused to think. because the fire was reported as an accident. Electrical failure. No suspicion of murder. And the bodies were so badly burned. The small wounds were considered fire damage. Gonzalez asked, "So now, 18 years later, do you think these wounds could be bullet wounds?" Dr. Peterson took a deep breath. "Detective Gonzalez," he said, "if someone had told me to investigate murder, I would have looked for metal fragments. But no one asked back then. The case was closed. I closed it." Gonzalez asked, "Are the bodies still available?" Dr. Peterson said, "They were cremated. They were buried as ashes, but we take tissue samples at every autopsy. They should be in the archives. It's been 18 years, but maybe they're still there." Gonzalez went straight to the archives. He searched for the tissue samples. 5 tissue samples, frozen, preserved. Gonzalez had the tissue samples reanalyzed using modern technology. In August 2019, the tissue samples came back. As Liam had said, they had been shot. Bullet fragments were found inside the wounds on every body. Gonzalez was very surprised. The Mitchell family did not die in a fire. They were shot first. Then the house was set on fire. This was no accident. It was murder. Gonzalez forwarded the file to the FBI. The FBI launched an investigation, and there was only one suspect, David Foster. David Foster was Michael Mitchell's business partner in 2001. They ran a construction company together. The company did very well between 1998 and 2001. It was making $800,000 a year in profits. But in 2000, the company started having financial problems. The reason was that David Foster was spending the company's money on gambling debts. Michael found out about this in October 2001, and he immediately fired David. The FBI got hold of Michael's emails. In the email, David said, "I trusted you. You were my brother. But you stole $450,000 for gambling. We are no longer partners. Take your shares and leave. I never want to see your face again." David did not respond to the message, but he told his friends, "Michael ruined me. But I'm going to ruin him too." 17 days later, the Mitchell family died, and David collected $2.3 million in insurance money. After all these details, the FBI deepened their investigation. They questioned David Foster. FBI agent Robert Kane asked David Foster questions during the interrogation. Kane said, "Mr. Foster, you received $2.3 million after the Mitchell family's death in 2001, is that correct?" David calmly replied, "Yes, Michael named me in his will. It's legal." Kane countered, "But Michael fired you from the company. Why would he leave you money?" David said, "The will was old. Michael didn't change it. I was lucky." Kane asked, "Where were you the night of the fire?" David said, "I was at home, alone, sleeping." Kane, "Any witnesses?" David said, "No, but I didn't start the fire. It was an electrical fire." Kane, "It wasn't," he said. "The Mitchell family was shot. Then the house was set on fire. A .38 caliber and a 9mm gun were used." "Do you have a gun?" he asked David. David started sweating cold sweat. I don't carry a gun." Kane, "You bought a .38 caliber Smith & Wesson in 1999. He showed David the records. David, "I lost it." He pressed immediately, in 2000. Kane, "Did you report it lost to the police?" David, "No." Kane, "Why?" David, "I forgot," he said. Kane dug deeper. The FBI searched David's house. They found a hidden safe in the basement. Inside was the .38 caliber Smith & Wesson David said he lost. The gun was sent for ballistics testing. It was reported to be a 99% match to the gun used to shoot the Mitchell family. David Foster was arrested. David's lawyer denied the charges. The gun could have been stolen, he said, but the prosecutor presented other evidence. David showed a receipt, proving he paid off a $180,000 gambling debt 3 days after the fire. The money came from the insurance payout. Neighbor Janet Morrison remembered something. She said she saw David's car on Maple Street at 2:30 a.m. on the night of the fire. But she hadn't told the police in 2001 because David was a good man. I didn't suspect him. Traces of gasoline were found in the trunk of David's 2001 model car. This was discovered through technological investigations. And most importantly, said prosecutor Liam's statement. The FBI called Liam, now 8 years old, to testify in court. Liam told the jury, "David came that night. My dad woke up. He said, 'David, what are you doing?' David took out his gun and shot my dad. Then he shot my mom. Emma came into my room. David shot us too. I fell to the floor. It hurt so much. David poured gasoline all over the house. He lit a match. The fire started. I was still breathing. Smoke came in. My eyes burned. Then ... Then I died." The jury cried silently. David's lawyer objected to the testimony. This child wasn't even born when the incident happened. Reincarnation is not scientific. But the prosecutor replied. Liam's details matched the ballistics reports, autopsy findings, and eyewitness accounts 100%, he said. This child knows details that are impossible for him to know. Call it reincarnation, call it a miracle, but the fact is, David Foster killed 5 people. And he was caught thanks to Liam. The trial lasted 8 months. The lawyer kept objecting. David kept changing his statements, telling new lies. In January 2020, David Foster broke down. He stood up in the courtroom and said, "Enough, yes, I did it. Michael ruined me. I owed $450,000. The gambling mafia was going to kill me. Michael had insurance. I was the beneficiary. He was the only option. That night I went. I used my old key to open the door. Michael woke up. He screamed. I hit him. Sarah woke up. I hit her too. The kids woke up. I shot them. Grandma came. I shot her too. Then I poured gasoline. I burned the house down. I blew up the electrical panel. It looked like an accident. For 18 years, everyone believed it. But that kid, ... that damn kid, ... how did he know? How he started yelling. David Foster received life imprisonment for 5 counts of first-degree murder, plus an additional 150 years. After the trial, Liam's case resonated worldwide. Dr. Jim Tucker made the following statements. Liam's case is one of the strongest pieces of reincarnation evidence in my career. The child solved a murder. Ballistics, autopsy, and witness statements align with Liam's account. This cannot be explained by coincidence. FBI agent Kane said, "I'm a cop, not a scientist. But without Liam, this murder would never have been solved. I don't know what to say to that kid, but I'm grateful to him." Liam's psychologist, Dr. Amanda Wells, said, "Liam slept peacefully for the first time since the trial. Lucas is happy now," he said. "He found justice. He's not afraid anymore." Liam was carrying Lucas's trauma. Now that trauma is gone. Michael's brother, Thomas Mitchell, met Liam in 2020. Thomas said, "When I look at Liam, ... I see Lucas, the eyes. The eyes are the same. For 18 years, I thought David was innocent. They said it was an electrical accident. I believed it. But David killed my brother, my nephews, our mother. For money? Damn money." Liam hugged Thomas and said, "I'm sorry, Uncle Thomas, but David is in prison now. Lucas is at peace. I am Liam now, but I will never forget Lucas." David confessed to the prison chaplain in jail. "Every night I see Lucas. He's lying on the ground. Blood is coming from his stomach. He's looking at me. 'Why, Uncle David? Why?' he says. I've been seeing him for 18 years. I drank, I took drugs, I tried to forget. But he was always there. Now Lucas is back." as Liam, and he found me. Maybe this is justice. You can't escape. Even death can't stop you. Sooner or later, you pay the price. When Liam heard David's words, he said, I don't forgive David, but I'm not angry with him anymore. He's paying for his mistake. Lucas is dead, but I'm alive, and I'm going to live a good life. In November 2024, Liam and his family went to San Diego. They visited the Mitchell family grave. Liam knelt at the grave. Hello, Lucas. I'm Liam. I'm glad I met you. David is in prison. He can't hurt anyone anymore. You can rest in peace. I will live for you. I will be happy. I will be a good person. I promise. As Liam left the grave, he said to Uncle Thomas, Lucas is gone now. Only Liam remains. But I will always carry Lucas in my heart.